Hey there, vinyl community. It's Joel coming at you from Planet 13, and I'm just going to display some albums that I picked up in the last 2 weeks. Kind of a bizarre selection of albums because I got things more based on a whim rather than seeking them out. The first album I got based on fate, of all things, because 2 days before I saw this, I was talking with Andre from Linda's Leg, another vinyl community channel. I'll leave a link below. And he was discussing how he saw a concert where the lineup was Our Lady Peace, Sponge, and Letters to Cleo. And then 2 days later, I was shopping on Amazon's warehouse deals where you can buy albums that have been returned due to damage or someone was unhappy with it. And I saw this soundtrack to The Craft, which has all of those artists on it. So it's got Our Lady Peace, Heather Nova, Sponge, Letters to Cleo, Love Spit Love, who does a cover of How Soon Is Now, Matthew Sweet, Juliana Hatfield, Tripping Daisy, who does a cover of Jump Into the Fire, Jewel, All Too Much, Elastica, and Space Hog. Really cool album. I remember the movie too from 1996. I think I saw it back then in the theater on a date, and I remember seeing this on CD quite a bit. A lot of girls that I knew had this because goth was getting big at the time. This movie's about witches, and some of the girls kind of look gothy in it. And I remember seeing it later on in bargain bins, like in the 2000s. You see this a lot in Canada, in the bargain bins. And I never knew it existed on vinyl, and I don't think it did back then. I don't think it was originally pressed on vinyl. And that's a pretty cool album. It does sound a little dated. Here's the back. It does sound a little dated, and I think that's more due to there not being any hit songs on here by any of these artists. I wouldn't say the songs are throwaways, but the songs do sound a little disjointed into my ears. I've only given it one listen. The songs are good, but usually I'm not like a compilation kind of guy. I rather listen to an entire album by an artist rather than individual songs. So when you have songs jumping from one to another, it just does sound kind of disjointed, and takes me out of the mood, I guess. And it just doesn't have a timeless appeal to me as an album would. But I do still like this album. It's kind of cool from what I've heard. I do plan on listening to it more. Next album I got is another 70s classic called Draw the Line. It's from Aerosmith. So this is where a lot of people think Aerosmith went downhill until they got big again in the 90s, and then or late 80s. And when you talk to people, they feel this is like where Aerosmith could be at their most druggiest. Like Steven Tyler and Joe Perry were doing the most drugs. And here's the back here. I personally like this album. I've only given it about 4 spins. Again, I'm not too familiar with Aerosmith's earlier material, aside from the hits, so it's great to hear other songs. But I do have to admit my favorite tracks on here are Draw the Line and Kings and Queens, which are off their original Greatest Hits album. But so far, I'm liking this. I've got all of Aerosmith's 70s collection now, except for Rocks. I really want to get Rocks. I think that's my favorite Aerosmith album. But it's so darn expensive up here in Canada. The cheapest I've seen it for is 34 Canadian dollars. I've been looking for it used, but people just don't want to get rid of their Aerosmith albums, I guess. So for now, I just gotta wait till the prices come down in Amazon or in the store. This I got for 18 Canadian dollars, which is a good deal. I'd be like 12 American, brand new. Next album I got, it's an EP, and it is Bronx Boy by Ace Frehley. So that picture there, that's him off of, I guess you can see my road reflected out in the reflection there. But that picture is off of his Passport. And there's just 4 songs on here, 2 per side. So you got Bronx Boy, which is off Ace's latest album. You got Reckless, which is a remix off of, I don't know, off of another album of his, maybe Anomaly. You have White Room, which is a cover song by The Cream, and you have Cold Gin, which has special guest Mike McCready from Pearl Jam. And this is a rather cool album too, because it comes on white vinyl, white black marbled vinyl, and I'm always a sucker for colored vinyl that's white. I don't know why, I just love white albums. So that was a good deal. I got that for 16 Canadian it came down to. And I've been eyeing it for a while. I've been at 24 Canadian for quite some time. So 16 is like, I don't know, 12 American. Next album I got is another Scratch and Dent album, and it is Portishead. Portishead live in New York City. So it's a pretty cool album. It's Portishead, and I think they're backed with Sympathy Orchestra. Symphony. Not Sympathy, Symphony Orchestra. And it's basically their first two albums. Some consider like this the third Portishead album. It's not a gatefold, but it does come on 2 LPs. And just a lovely album altogether. I've only given it a listen once because it just came in the mail about an hour ago. 2 hours ago now. Next album I got is a double album on a gatefold, and it is 9 Inch Nails. And this album's called Hesitation Marks. So this is a double LP. I'm trying to get all 9 Inch Nails on vinyl, so right now I'm missing a few, but I have everything that has been pressed in the last couple years. Trent Reznor is currently re-releasing everything. This isn't a reissue, this is the original from 2013. And it just doesn't have the attention to detail that his other albums have. Because most of his reissues, they all come in nice poly sleeve lined. And these come in these sleeves that I have a lot of trouble getting the vinyl out of. So I don't think I'll play this one that often. But fortunately, it also came with a CD that I can play it on. So this has been in my car for about 2 weeks, and I'm enjoying this album. I wish more bands did this where they'd include a CD. I understand why they don't, because they want you to double dip. But it costs them like 50 cents to include a CD. I'd rather have a CD than a download code any day, because I still have a CD player in my car. And I just prefer, I do like listening to this on vinyl, but this is nice to listen to on my drive to work. And then the final album I got, I already had on CD, but I wanted it on vinyl, and the price came down, and it is Beastie Boys' Check Your Head. This is one of my favorite albums from the 90s. It's on a double LP. Double LP, gatefold. Sounds really good. Comes in nice sleeves. Not much more I can say about it. So that's all I have to show you for this episode, and I really gotta say I am loving the vinyl community. It's pretty awesome. I'm loving the conversations I'm having with people, and I think I'm going to be putting out less and less videos in the future just because I'm enjoying watching all these videos. And I am commenting more on people's stuff. I wasn't the first couple months for 3 reasons. The first reason was I just kind of felt stalkerish. Social media has always been weird to me. I'm kind of a private and introverted person, and just putting stuff out there and just going out there and talking to people on YouTube just seemed a little weird to me. Not weird in a bad way, it's just I wasn't comfortable with the idea. I guess I was shy, or felt like I said, like if I kept putting comments on someone's video I might have felt like a stalker. But I know that's not the case. I'm not a stalker, and I don't think anyone thinks I am, or anyone else who comments a lot is. I'm generally excited about every video that comes out. I'm like a dog, I guess, where, you know, he sees someone he likes, he wags his tail. And that's how I generally feel, but sometimes, too, I can't contribute anything to the video or the conversation other than a cool. Like, oh yeah, that's cool, and I'm not going to rate that. Or you said something in the video and it just covered everything that I was thinking, or sometimes the music you have on display just does all the talking. Like a lot of people play clips, and you play album cuts, and I mean that just says enough. So that's another reason why I might not leave a comment. And then the third reason is sometimes I watch stuff on my television, and you can't really leave a comment on your TV. I could, but it would take forever because you have to hit the up and down keys to go to A to B to C and all that. It would just take forever. But anyway, to everyone out there who's putting up videos, keep on doing the great work. It's awesome stuff. You'll probably hear a lot more from me. And for anyone thinking about putting out a YouTube channel, start now. If you're interested in, just go ahead, take the dive. It's a really awesome community out there. When I started putting out stuff, I was kind of worried people leave negative comments because you read so many mean comments on YouTube, but everyone in the vinyl community is super nice. And I'm just sick of like 80% of YouTube where people are starting channels just to diss everything. It's just sickening. Like there's people making money off just dissing like Kiss, the band Kiss. Like Kiss is doing a tour right now. And there's these videos getting thousands of views where people are just dissing the band because they're using pre-recorded tracks in their tour. And they're just not fun comments. People trying to be funny and mean, and it just bothers me. So the vinyl community is just so refreshing, and you know, hopefully all the bad apples keep out and we all just kind of keep positive about everything and realize how much of a gift music is, even if it isn't to our taste. You know, someone out there, you know, the albums you don't love, there's always someone's favorite albums. You know, there's always fans of those albums, and I think that's just awesome. So anyway, I'm going to shut up now because I've been babbling forever. So until next time, take care and keep up the great work, everyone. Cheers.